Hi, Mark and Amy. This is Christina from The Upcoming. So lovely to speak with you today.
Hey, Christina,
Hi.
likewise.
To start things off, would you like to tell us a bit about Elena and Nick, your characters and your friends and neighbors?
Yeah.
Sure. So Elena works for Mark's character, Nick. And, I'm interested in how that even happened, like how the application process
Same,
went
I'm curious.
and all that stuff. But I think there's like a kinship. At least in Elena's mind, she's like, she works for the guy on the block that is self-made. I don't know, I think with athletes in general, it's like if you don't got the talent, you're not getting the success. So I think that she has respect for him in that regard, which I think is a cool dynamic. And obviously, she's not willing to let his NBA championship ring get stolen. So she has to, have some care about her employer.
I think Nick, and I hope it's something that I was able to make audiences see. I wanted to breathe the life into him of a person of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And again, perhaps he wasn't so loyal to Coop. But even after doing what he does, he works to win that loyalty back from him. But I think that's like an existing factor that, for me, watching it back as an audience member is easy to see between the two of us. Because again, Elena, like Amy said, was like, no, you ain't stealing my man.
Not that.
Like, that's my guy. You ain't gonna take that. We can take a lot of stuff, but not that.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about that. I can't remember the moment or the scene or the line, but there was something where someone mentioned something about Elena, like, being hot or like this and that. And Nick said something to be like, oh, hold your role. Like,
I like that.
I hired her because she's good at what she does.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that.
I think there's a loyalty, and a real kinship is a great word that exists between them.
What were your initial impressions of your characters, and how did that change over time?
Well, when I first read that my character, is a Latina housekeeper, if I'm being really honest with you, as a Latina, I was like, absolutely not, not going to play into a stereotype. And then I got to speaking with Jonathan Tropper, our showrunner, and what really kind of sealed the deal for me was he was trying to tell a story that I think is pretty universal, no matter what your immigration status is, no matter what your job is, which is what happens when you get the opportunity to get something that you really want, and you won't get this opportunity again in the same way. And so I got over myself, and I was able to kind of see the character with clear eyes. And what drew me to her is, it doesn't really matter to her what she has to lose, quote unquote. It's about what she has to gain more than anything else. And any character that's willing to display that kind of unbridled ambition is a character I'm interested in playing. So that's what drew me to Elena.
And for me, gosh, what didn't draw me to? Fortunately for me, it wasn't like Elena, where, as a Hispanic actress, I'm sure you're like, oh, Lord God, why this stereotype?
Yeah.
For me, I'm a former athlete myself and rarely get the opportunity to play athletes. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is an athlete, and there's so much going on in the show. And, there's this connection that exists in very different ways between all the characters. So for me to play something that could be as meaty as this role is and has potential to grow to, was really, really exciting. And again, just to represent for all my guys I played college ball with, and my brothers who are also athletes and cringe when they see people, on TV or film who obviously weren't athletes. I was like, I'm going to do this justice. So yeah, it was a joy the moment I read the character description and then started the writing from
and you got
Jonathan
to bring your
Tropper.
own like real photos and stuff of you playing.
That is true.
That's cool.
They used my real photos.
Because usually it's a terrible like mismatch.
Yeah,
like,
some
this guy's
mock
never
up
dribbled the
where,
ball
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, so they used a lot of my former photos from my playing days, and I don't know what magic that Anu and the team are using to make that happen, but it looked as though I played for these specific NBA teams when Lord knows I didn't.
You could have.
I could have.
You could have.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.